Hello, Johnny London here once again. Well, it's been a lovely sunny morning and I've just come out now to get the boat ready, and of course the sun's going in, but you don't get much sun at this time of year, so without further ado, let's ready the boat and have a little bit of a cruise. Today's wintry cruise will take me further south on the Grand Union from Church Lock to Slapton. Well, I'm so close to the lock that I've unchained the bow and the stern. I'm still chained by the centre line, so that's okay. And I'm just going to set the lock. That way it'll save me having to just faff about stopping at the landing station. Just go from where I'm moored straight in. Well, I've just had to go up and close that gate, obviously, before I can drain the lock, because obviously the lock's set against me, and whoever left it last didn't bother closing the gate. Which actually, if you're on your own, that's fair enough, really, because me coming to the lock now doesn't take me much to close the gate, but someone on their own on a boat would have had to pull over at the landing stage and tie the boat and go back and shut the gate and untie the boat and cast off again. Actually, these double locks, after I've been spoilt on the Oxford Canal the other year with single locks, these double locks, I'm just finding them a real faff on your own. It's very slow. I walked around to the other side via the handy bridge, which was a lot easier than shuffling over the tops of the lock gates. It didn't take me long at all to drain the lock. Now to get that chain off. Well, the boat just wanted to go over onto the other side as soon as it got into the lock, which is okay actually, because there's a fairly handy lock ladder only at the other end of the boat. So I'm just squeezing down the gunnel now, trying to avoid getting slimed by the side of the lock. Then I have to come up the ladder. You'll excuse me if the footage is a bit shaky. Harder to do with one hand. I never walk on the roof, it's full of solar. Of course, what with trying to take the camera and everything else, I forgot the centre line, didn't I? But luckily, where the boat was, I was able to just reach down to the roof of the boat and hook it up with the end of the windlass. You just have to think as you go with these things. Well, as you can see, there's 4 paddles going up, 2 ground paddles and 2 gate paddles. you need to do the ground paddles first. That gives you a smoother ride because the water goes in underneath the existing level of water. And then to finish off, you need to obviously get the gate paddles up. Ideally, I would do half a paddle each side on the ground ones, then do the other half, get them fully open in a couple of stages. And you know, same thing with the gate paddles. But to do that, you have to faff about going back and forward so many times when you're single-handed. That I usually just try and, you know, do this one a bit, see how it goes, maybe open it up all the rest of the way before I go across. I can see the boat's on the move now, but it will, you know, it'll go from side to side a bit. If it's going to get tossed about too much, I can catch it on the centre line, but it's pretty gentle look.
The bow of the boat nudges gently back over to the other side of the lock.
Another thing you need to look out for is if the boat starts to go back, you don't really want to bash the rudder on the back of the gates there. I mean, hopefully you've got a stern fender that's long enough to protect it. I don't think mine quite is if it gets it at the right angle. So just keep my eye on things, and that's all you can do really, just sort of do it slowly and keep your eye on things.
Nearly there now.
So that's doing a wide lock in a narrow boat. Lots of kerfuffle at the beginning and peace and tranquility at the end. Well, I know why that gate was left open now. Somebody probably did close it. It just swings open of its own accord. So I'm just going to go now. I won't bother stopping to shut it because I know what's going to happen.
It's a beautifully still day, and the water, as you can see, is like glass. He's got a nice mooring. I'm at the landing stage for the next lock.
I'm afraid they're all set against me today, but what can you do? Oh, that was less than smooth.
I've remembered to take the centre line with me this time.
I know it's highly unusual and all that, but it's raining.
Luckily, I'm not in a wide beam, so I don't have to open the gate that has all that obstruction beyond it. I just need to make a quick stop. After letting the hose run clear, I give the water a top up. I'm soon underway once more. Huts for glamping in. Maybe not at this time of the year though. It's weather for ducks and swans. There are flocks of birds around here. Starlings, maybe? Loch ahoy!
Well, I was going to do that lock down there, but I passed this spot and it didn't look too bad actually for sun. So when I got to the lock and had a look, and it didn't seem like there was going to be anything much good after that, I just sort of reversed back up to here.
There's a good straight edge to the bank here. a job finding somewhere for the pin here, but I manage. As usual, plenty of knots.
Now by the time I slip my tyres in, that should take up any slack that I've left in the ropes, and it should be job done.
That's the first one.
Of course they're tied to the other side at the minute, aren't they? Hopefully that'll just go. Well, I'd like to say I've beaten the weather, but clearly I haven't. What I have done is I've beaten the darkness, so that's good. Always nice to get tied up before dark, even if it only is on the pins. Anyway, I'm going in now, get dried off and have a hot brew. So as usual, I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe.